when we talk about mastery, we talk also about a subjugation, whether it be an accumulation of ideas or an accumulation of wealth or an accumulation of experiences. What is necessary for mastery is that platform on which to exhibit mastery, and that falls upon subjugation. And in this class we're going to explore the ways of achieving that kinds of subjugation in order to exhibit mastery. Won't you join me? So what we have here is a collection of books, and I find books exceptional means of conveying a mastery in projecting the idea of mastery. Now, very often some of my students might ask me, and here it's very important that is usually when I would ask the student to, if they would please raise their hand before asking a question, certainly not as an act of allegiance or an act of obedience, but more as an act of courtesy. Now, that being said, I am fully aware perhaps the act of courtesy runs contrary to that of mastery. But nevertheless, it is something that I certainly would expect of my students. Anyway, so books, the students might say something like, Mr. Vergottenhoff, is it important that we read the books? And in here, it's almost a difficult question to answer. Perhaps it might benefit you if you exactly did read the book. But certainly a book as a mere artifice of mastery is equally as effective. What I find so important when we speak of mastery is not just mastery itself, but the language that we use when speaking of mastery. Words such as overlord, or monarch, or dictator, authoritarian. These words give us an essential perceptual illustration of what mastery is. And therefore, we must always sort of focus and sort of draw our attentions to these words, this language, when we are trying to discuss or demonstrate even the effectiveness of mastery. What I'd like to suggest here is that mastery is a type of courtship of a desired objective, and whereby utilizing various shades of graying mythologies and various contrivances, both perceptible and imperceptible, one pursues and eventually possesses that desired objective. Now, it's also very important to remember that that acquisition very often leads to a feeling of unfulfillment. And it is through that feeling that one very often is led to disseminate that desire. And that really is the premise of this course, that dissemination of desire that leads and often indicates true mastery. For as we know, mastery is never final. Now, I have a question. So when exactly will the students be arriving for this class? They won't arrive. It's a pre-recorded class which you show online. So no interaction with students whatsoever. Just say and you let it get over. Well, it's very accommodating, I would say. Yeah. Also suggests very lucrative. Yeah, very good, very good. Let me also add that it's quite an honor for me to participate in this series. So thank you. And also, would you care for a beverage here? Then I have Coca-Cola. That's a very refreshing drink. Would you care? Okay, very good indeed. Oh, I just had If you take just one thing from my class, I should hope it would be this. Just as every journey ends with a why, so does it begin with a why. Hello, I'm Paul Vergottenhoff, and this is my masterclass.